Hello and welcome to this week's video where I'll be talking about coffee machines. As always, I'll recommend brands in both the mid-tier going right up to the top end of the market. This video will go out to both my private and public YouTube channels as the content is equally applicable to both audiences. Before I kick off, I'd like to thank Halcyon Interiors, which is located on 120 Wigmore Street, for allowing me to shoot in their showroom. Thank you. I'm Anesu Sagonda and I manage a luxury lifestyle management business here in London. My content is largely educationally focused and geared towards people who are typically new to money or keen to explore alternate mid-lux or super brands that are a little low-key but still heavily weighted on quality. As I mentioned, I'll be talking about coffee machines. There are 4 categories, and the first 2 I'm literally going to skim through. They're very simple, straightforward. The equipment is not overly complicated, nor is the product. And then the final 2 is where the emphasis and the bulk of my time will go into. So the first 2 categories, the filter coffee. Filter coffee is very quick, it's easy, it's straightforward, and it's great for making coffee for a large number of people. There are 2 brands that I would highlight in this section. There is the Melita, 2 ranges. Their entry level, the Melita, priced at about £50, and then their top of the range, the Avenue Regency Thermal Deluxe is priced at a whopping £100, double the price. And in between that, I'd recommend the DeLonghi filter coffee machine. But if you wanted something that had all the bells and whistles, then I would recommend a Swiss brand called Jura. The Swiss are known very much for their precision, their design, their craftsmanship. And this particular machine, the Jura A1, produces plain black coffee, incredibly expensive at £500, but you're buying the Rolls Royce of coffee machines, filter coffee machines, and I would recommend this if this is something you would like. Filter coffee is not overly complicated. It's very quick, it's easy, and it's cheap. And furthermore, it's great if you're going to make large quantities of coffee. So, you know, you're spoiled for choice. It depends on what you like and what your budget is. And then moving on from that is the coffee capsules or pods. Again, very quick. The quality of the coffee is very consistent. It's good, but it can be expensive, which the pods tend to be. There's a brand that dominates the sector, Espresso. I would recommend them for their pods and also the equipment that they recommend to go with the pods. You're in good company. You cannot go wrong with anything they would recommend to you. And furthermore, they have a great showroom in London, just located at the bottom of Piccadilly, where they actually have a restaurant where you can sit and try all the pods before you purchase and buy the equipment as well, so the pods and the equipment at the same time. And then the final 2 categories. The first one is bean to cup. Bean to cup is a machine that grinds the beans. It has the milk, it has the water, and it creates whatever drink you like. And one touch, fairly easy, very straightforward. There are a number of brands I'd like to recommend. I would like to kick off with a brand called Melita, and they have a range called the Cafe Barista TS Smart. It's a great machine. It's aesthetically pleasing to the eye, very good quality, produces consistent coffee. It has 2 bean machines, so you're able to mix 2 different types of beans, whether it's decaf and caffeinated or 2 different tastes, whatever you like. It has a very good number of drink options and recipes for you to try as well. And you're able to also program the machine with drink options that you like. The only real drawback I can point out is that the drip tray is quite small, and so is the jug for the water. That's about 1.8 liters. It could be a bit bigger. So the drip tray, the jug itself is also quite small, and the bean container is also quite small, so you need to refill those quite quickly. But otherwise, it's a very solid entry-level machine, priced at just over £1,000, 1,100. And then up from there, I would recommend a Jura machine. It's the ENA 8. It's a small, compact machine. It's absolutely fantastic, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Again, you can program it with what you like, and there are a good number of drink options available on it. What I would recommend, the only real drawback with the ENA 8 is that the drinks sometimes are not as hot as, for example, commercial quality machines, but that's expected. But they could be a little bit hotter, and I know the company is aware of this, and it's something they're actively looking into. And then moving up from that, my 2 top brands that I would recommend Both are very good quality in terms of the brands and also the machines. It all depends on the drinks you like and also the look. At the end of the day, it's the look. So the first one, priced at a whopping 2,700, is the DeLonghi Maestrato. It's a great machine, very sleek, clean, very simple. My only personal drawback is that it's a little cumbersome to use, but in terms of the quality, the performance, it's phenomenal. It has the 2-bean grinders. It has the facility where you are able to choose the drinks you want, program them. A very high number of drink options are available with that machine. And what would make you buy it over something else is it's down to just the look. In terms of performance, it's second to none. It's absolutely fantastic. It is a great machine. And then at the top end of the sector, coming in at a whopping £4,000, is Jura. Jura dominates coffee machines, bean to cup, in terms of the look. They are very much an aesthetics-based brand. If you like the look, you want something that's very beautiful, streamlined, well made, then Jura is your brand, but you are paying for it. The thing about Jura is that it looks good, it performs very well, but that is what you're paying for. It wouldn't necessarily make a cup of tea that would be absolutely better than, for example, the DeLonghi. It's just how it performs that you're paying for. And the top of the range for Jura is the Giga 6. It's priced, as I said, at a whopping £4,000. It has a huge drink option, about 28 drinks that are available on the machine, and it has options to make 2 drinks at the same time. And you can program it with exactly what you like and how to make that particular coffee, so how hot it is, the texture of the milk, how strong it is, and so forth. And it's an absolutely amazing machine to look at, and also from a performance point of view. And then moving to the other side, the final category, the manual espresso machines. There's a brand that dominates this that I would highly recommend, from performance, from look, and just the quality product, is Sage. And there are 2 machines. The entry level one is the Barista Pro, and that's priced at £700. It is a manual machine. And with the barista style, you are actually manipulating the machine. And the difference between the bean to cup and the manual is that manual is, I can only equate it to, for example, kitchen appliances. You have Gaggenau and you have Miele. And Gaggenau is for somebody who loves cooking, enjoys cooking, and they want a machine that they can manipulate, and they do the cooking, they season the food, and they prepare it, they do all the work. Whereas Miele, the Dialogue, is a great machine in that you just put the food into the oven and the machine does all the work for you. Same as the manual and the bean to cup. The bean to cup, it's like the Miele, all the work is done for you. Whereas the Sage Barista Pro, you have to know what you're doing. You need to be able to manipulate that machine. The quality of the coffee, the taste of it, is actually better than the bean to cup. You really get to realize the true taste and how delicious a coffee is if you go for the manual barista, or rather the manual espresso machines, because they really draw the true flavor out of the bean, the coffee bean. And if you are somebody who's a true coffee connoisseur, then I would recommend you go for the Sage and let the bean be manipulated so that it gets the best quality coffee. Moving up from the Sage Pro, which is priced at £700, I would then recommend, right at the top of the market, is the Sage Oracle Touch, and that's priced at a whopping £2,700. It is expensive, but you pretty much are paying for what you get. It can be either manual or automatic, one touch, and it does everything for you. The only drawback is it's a little cumbersome to use. It's not as easy and straightforward, but in terms of the results it produces, it's second to none. The type of coffee machine you choose very much depends on the type of coffee you would like to brew, the time, the effort, and the money you'd like to invest in the equipment. As always, I'm on hand to help with any more questions or additional information. Till next time, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.